Welcome to Flow into Alignment. Today I'm going to walk you through a Yin Yoga using the wall. So if you have some wall space, or if you can clear some space to be able to access the wall, we're going to use the wall to put our legs up the wall and do relaxing and restful Yin Yoga. And maybe my cat would join me today as well. So you want to gather some pillows, 2 to 3 pillows from your bed, a blanket, a yoga wheel or something similar, and a couple blocks. You might also want a strap or something like that, but most likely you won't need that, as we can use other tools that don't require you to pull on anything. So gather all that together, get in some comfy clothes, and join me today. So what you first want to do is create some space by the wall and get your blanket up against the wall. So you do want to fold up your blanket so that it is the width and length of your hip, so that it can completely support your hip. So to be able to lay against the wall, you want to sit on the blanket on your side so your hip bones are against the wall. Lay on your side and roll onto your back, slowly bringing your legs up the wall. You may need to adjust your position. You may need to move your blanket so that's right underneath your hips. And you do want your hips as close to the wall as possible. If you have tender hamstrings that will not allow for your hips really close to the wall, then just have them a little further away from the wall, and that's okay. Then you're going to lay here and just relax with your legs straight up the wall, and just allow the relaxation to happen, coming from your toes all the way down to your torso, taking nice deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, bring your knees towards your chest. Let's just let them fall towards your chest. Don't hug them towards your chest. Don't pull them in. Just let them fall towards your chest. If your hips come off the floor, that's okay. If your knees open up, that's okay. If your feet come away from the wall, that's okay. Just let the legs and knees rest towards your chest. And then with your next exhale, slowly place the bottoms of your feet together, gently opening the knees out. So you don't want to press the knees open. Just allow them to be in the position that they want to be. And coming into bound angle. If your feet separate from each other, that's okay. If they stay together, that's okay. If your knees stay close, that's okay. Just allow the feet and the legs to fall where they will. The floor and the wall are supporting you, so that's why you can completely relax in these positions. Again, take nice deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, take your hands beside the knees. Slowly assist the knees to come back towards your chest, one leg at a time. Feet against the wall, knees resting at the chest. And And then with your next exhale, slide the legs back up the wall. You can flex and point your feet. Even pedal your feet. And then just rest for just a moment. On your next inhale, open your legs out to a 45-degree angle. Make sure you don't let them open all the way out, because then that means that what you're just doing is you're sitting or sinking into the joints and putting a lot of strain on the joints. So even if you can open your legs out wide, just keep them at 45-degree angle, because the point of this is just to rest and allow the joints to rest and not be in strain. You may have to gently engage the legs to keep them where they're at, or gently bring one of the legs back in as you're resting here, because sometimes one of the legs likes to sometimes open out a little bit further or move, and then you just might have to bring it back to that 45-degree angle. Again, take nice deep inhales and exhales, allowing the body to rest. On your next inhale, bend the knees towards the chest, planting the feet flat on the wall this time. Keep the feet at that 45-degree angle, so open wide. Coming into kind of a squat position against the wall here. We're first going to do a core and pelvic floor strengthener. You're going to want to stretch your arms out straight first, palms down towards the ground. Then inhale, press your feet flat against the wall. Hold. 2, 3, and on the count 4, exhale, release. Inhale, press the feet. 1, 2, 3, exhale, release the press. Last time, inhale, 1, press 2, 3, exhale, release. Now we're going to come into happy baby. So you're going to take your hands behind the knees and pull the knees towards the chest to the other, each side of the chest. Flex the feet so that their bottoms of the feet are facing the ceiling. This may be as far as you can go. You may not be able to reach for the feet, so just so you can keep the hands right behind the knees. If you can reach for the feet, then you can take the first 2 fingers of your hand and to the inside of your big toes, and then around underneath the big toes, and give a nice gentle tug of the big toes towards the ground. Or you can wrap the hands around the outsides of the feet. But if your hips come really far off the ground to get the hands around the feet or the toes, and you feel a lot of strain in the back and the arms to be able to achieve reaching around the feet, then that is not the position that's good for your body. Instead, take the hands behind the knees and hold on to the knees. Gently press your sacrum and tailbone towards the ground. Taking nice deep inhales and exhales. And again, we're going to do a little pelvic floor work. On your inhale, curl the tailbone off the ground, pubic bone towards your belly button, knees towards the ground. As you exhale, reach the sacrum and tailbone back towards the ground. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, press the hips down. One more time. Inhale, curl the hips up. Exhale, press the hips down. And bring the knees back in towards the chest. Hug the knees into the chest, relaxing the feet. And then slide the legs up the wall once again. Let the legs rest. Take deep inhales and exhales. On your next inhale, bend the right leg, right knee towards your chest. We're going to come into reclined pigeon. With your exhale, open the knee out to the side. You can always hold on to the leg and assist it. Now place the right foot on top of the left thigh or shin, kind of coming into a number 4 with the leg. You want to flex both feet. You may need to rock this leg gently in towards the chest, and then just a gentle press, very gentle press open, helping the thigh and hip to kind of open up and release. So just rock it in and out. You really want to hold the thigh muscle more than the joint as you do this, trying to help the muscle release open. And you're just going to hold this for just a couple breaths. If you want, feel free to gently bend the left knee towards the chest, allowing the right hip to come into a deeper stretch. Just make sure the hips do not lift off the ground. The hips need to be staying pressed gently into the ground. On your next inhale, if the left leg is bent, slowly straighten it out. Relax the feet. Inhale, gently rotate that knee back, the right knee back towards the chest. And then line it up, back up the wall. Inhale, pull the left knee into the chest. Exhale, slowly rotate it open, placing the left foot in front of the right thigh or shin, whichever works best for you. Flex both feet, and you might want to rock this thigh in towards the chest and gently press away, in and out, just really gently. Don't force it, just a little bit of mobility to help unbind the hip if it feels a little tight. Then once you've done about 3 or 4 times, rest in this reclined pigeon. If you want, you can take a gentle bend of the right knee towards the chest. Just make sure the hips stay on the ground. On your next inhale, if the right leg is bent, slowly straighten it. Relax the feet. Take another inhale, hold on to the left leg, pull it back towards the chest. And exhale, straighten it up the wall. Again, feel free to flex and point the feet if you wish. Pedaling the feet, or just leave them as they are. Taking a few moments to again let the legs be straight. And then inhale, pull the knees into the chest, this time wrapping your hands around the knees and hug the knees in towards the chest. On your exhale, you're going to reach the right arm out straight above your head. Look to the right and roll to your right side into fetal position. Feel free to take a pillow between the knees if you wish, as you're lying in fetal position. With fetal position, your knees are tucked in towards your chest the best you can, and the left arm is draped in front of the body. On your inhale, you're going to slowly press up to seated. Take your time. You may have to kind of scoot away from the wall to help you come up. You're going to come up to seated. One prop I forgot to mention that you probably want to have available to you is a rolled up yoga mat. So if you don't have one, go ahead and grab one. Next thing we're going to do is supported child's pose. I'm going to show this to you from the side so you can be able to see this from the side. I'm going to get one or two yoga blocks. Your knees are going to be open, your feet are going to be towards each other. You're going to place the blocks underneath the hips to make sure the hips are supported. Even if your hips can touch your heels comfortably in child's pose, it's always best when we're doing a more restorative style of yoga to support the hips and let the whole entire body be supported so that it can completely relax and rest, and there's no strain and there's no fight in the body. Next, you can grab your rolled up yoga mat and place pillows on top of it. Or if you have a wheel, you can take your wheel in front of you and a couple of your pillows. And you can place your pillows between you and the wheel and lean forward. Resting in child's pose that way, especially if you're somebody who can't lean very far forward. If you're able to find some sort of adaptation, maybe you have a round cylindrical type of pillow that can act like a wheel, then you can place more pillows on top of it and give yourself a little bit more of a rise. You always want your hips lower than your chest for child's pose. So grab whatever props that you want and go ahead and rest and relax forward in your child's pose. Your chin can be forward, or you can choose to turn your head from one side to the other. So choose your position. We're going to be in this for anywhere from 1 to 5 minutes. So go ahead and take a nice exhale and lean out into your supported child's pose. On your next inhale, lift your head, take a sigh out of your mouth. And then on your next inhale, slowly come back up to seated. Good. You should really start feeling very relaxed and refreshed now. Go ahead and move all of your props out of your way. I'm going to take this behind me so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Move your blocks. And then you're slowly going to bring your legs out in front of you. We're going to come into a supported forward fold. That means that the legs are going to be almost straight. You are going to use a block or a rolled up yoga mat underneath the knees to support the knees. Again, we never want to push or strain the body in a yin or restorative style class. When you put a block underneath the knees or a rolled up yoga mat underneath the knees and you still feel like you're rolling back in this direction, then take another yoga block underneath the hips or take your folded up blanket or pillow and sit on the block, pillow, or blanket, and you'll find your hips are lifted up just a little bit more, and lifting the hips up a little bit higher off the ground will be able to help bring the spine into more of a straight position. If you still feel a lot of strain in your hamstrings, then keep lifting your hips up until you don't feel that strain. And as you keep lifting the hips up, keep adding a little bit more support underneath the legs as well, just to make sure that the legs stay in a bent position. Your other block you probably don't need unless you're sitting on it. And then what you can do is help adjust yourself in this position. So you're going to press into your hands or your fingertips. Slowly press the knees into the block, flexing the feet, just activating the legs gently. And then exhale, relax. Do that one more time. Inhale, press the knees into the block or the rolled up yoga mat. Exhale, release. Good. Grab your 1, 2, or 3 pillows. You can place them long ways like this or other way like this. So whichever way works best for you, and it's going to support your head and your chest. You're going to take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, lean forward. And then after just a moment, you can let the feet relax because everything else is supported. On your next inhale, lift up the head, sigh out of the mouth, and inhale, slowly bring yourself back up to seated. Remove the blocks and pillows and all of your things out of the way, coming to the next position. Always move slowly out of these positions, allowing the body to stay in that restful and relaxing state. You'll want to stay with your support underneath the hips. If you do have that support underneath your hips, we're going to move into diamond position. So diamond position, the legs are not straight and they're not bent. They're almost straight and your feet are going to be together. If you feel a lot of strain under the knees, if the knees are really lifted up in this position, then grab your rolled up yoga mat and place it underneath the knees. If the knees are only slightly off the floor, about block height, then go ahead and grab your blocks and place them underneath the knees in a way that will support the knees so that you don't feel any strain in your knee joints. If you cannot get your feet together in this position, then feel free to place a yoga block between the feet. You can place your rolled up yoga mat long ways here. But this may, especially if you have a heavy yoga mat, you may feel the strain on your feet. So that may not be the best thing to do. So if you have another yoga block, then you can stick the yoga block between your legs, or you can get your cylindrical pillow or your yoga wheel and place it between your legs. Do whatever you need to do. Pile as many pillows as high as you need to. Use as many props as you need to be able to come into a resting position here. And I'm just trying out my different pillows to find the one that works best for me. And then as always, take a nice inhale and exhale, fold forward. On your next inhale, lift your head, sigh out of the mouth, and inhale again, slowly coming up. Next, we're going to stay pretty much in this position that we've been in, except we're going to bend our one leg a little bit deeper than the other. So move the wheel or what have you that was between your legs out of the way. I'm going to take the block out from underneath the right leg and I'm going to pull my right leg back towards my hips. If you feel any strain in the knee, that just is an indicator that the hip is tight. So if this position is really uncomfortable for that right knee, get a pillow and place it underneath the thigh so that the leg can completely relax and the knee does not feel that strain. And then you can get that gentle opening and release of the hip. This time you can, if you want, use your rolled up yoga mat right directly here in front, or again, your yoga wheel in front of you. And then place however many pillows you need to in front of you, between you and the prop, as you lean forward with your exhale and relax forward. Inhale, lift the head. Sigh out of the mouth. Inhale, come back up. We're going to change legs. So moving everything out of your way. Always taking your time as you change out legs. Slowly straighten out that right leg into that diamond position. And then putting a block underneath the right knee in that diamond position. Pull the left knee back towards the hip. Place a pillow underneath that left thigh if it needs it. And support yourself for this other side. Make sure that left foot is as close to the hips as you can get it without any strain or any fight. Remember, we're supposed to be relaxing in this, not fighting, not straining. Inhale. Exhale, release forward. On your inhale, lift your head, sigh out of the mouth, and inhale, slowly come back up. Move everything out of your way. You are going to want to move some of these props completely out of your way because we're going to roll back onto our back and rest on our back for the very last thing. So we'll do a supported Savasana as our last position. Go ahead and scoot forward a little bit if you make sure you have enough space to be able to lay out flat on the ground. I'm going to take my blanket out of the way and go ahead and do 1 to 2 pillows behind you. You want them to be the length of your torso, so that nice long length. You want your pillows should be long enough to support your head. So what you're going to do is as you lay back, your ribs are going to hit the bottom of the pillow and your head is going to be supported on the top part of the pillow. So make sure that the pillow is long enough to be able to do that for you. And that's why I say take pillows from your bed. That way you can support your torso. So you're going to lay back so that the bottom of your ribs are supported by the pillow. Slowly lay yourself back on the pillow. Make sure your head is supported by the pillow. Oh, and that does not give me enough space, so I'm going to scoot down a little bit so my head is completely supported. Good, and then you're going to rest with your palms up, arms about 45 degrees away from the body, legs out and open about hip width or a little wider than hip width, and just allow the legs to rest. Adjust your position where you need to. If you would like, you can always also take your rolled up yoga mat or another pillow and place that underneath the knees if you need that support. If your knees tell you that they need that support because they're just not feeling comfortable, then place that support underneath the knees and allow them to rest and relax. Then what you're going to do is take a deep inhale, pull in as much air as your body can hold, and hold the breath. Sigh out of the mouth. And then again, take a deep inhale, pulling in as much air as your body can hold, and hold the breath. Sigh out of the mouth. Last time, deep inhale, pulling in as much air as your body can hold. Holding the breath. and sigh out of the mouth. Good. Come back to your normal breath, allowing the body to just sink and grow heavy into the floor, allowing the mind to only focus on your breath so the mind can relax as well. On your next inhale, reach your arms above your head, bring your legs and feet together, and take a nice long stretch of the body. As you exhale, slowly bend the knees towards the chest, and either rest them here, or if you can, pull the knees in towards the chest. You do not have to do this if it's not comfortable. As you exhale, roll to your right side. And inhale, press up to seated. I hope you found this very relaxing and restful, and you're able to go about your day with that more relaxed sensation, and any tightness or strain that you felt in your body has left. Or if you did this right before bed, that you feel so relaxed that you're able to fall asleep. I can't wait to see you again on the next video. Have a wonderful day.